Without realizing it, many people and things spent the year vying for the title of 2017's biggest villain of the internet, a title which I am about to bestow. Let's take a look at the rogues gallery. When talking about villains of the internet, it's hard not to look past Donald Trump's Twitter feed. Whether it was insulting a foreign leader, a typo-ridden complaint, or a typo-ridden typo, Trump's Twitter posts also served as a harrowing substitute for a morning alarm for millions. Twitter itself is of course a contender. While saying it was fixing its harassment problem, the premier outlet for the id of the internet doubled the character limit for double the harassment, and made it easier for anyone to compose an endless tweet storm. Facebook's supreme ruler, Mark Zuckerberg, spent a large part of the year on his "Why would I run for president when I already own all of you" tour, where he met everyday regular Americans, some living lives blissfully untouched by Facebook. And here's a sentence that could only exist in 2017. He was forced to apologise for this virtual reality high five given against a backdrop of disaster-stricken Puerto Rico. They could have sidestepped this PR, VR, faux pas and PR if they just sent Snapchat's hot dog to report from the scene. Credit reporting agency Equifax was hacked via a security flaw they hadn't bothered to patch, compromising the private information of 145 million people. See, what's funny about the whole thing is that Equifax executives knew about the hack for weeks before telling everyone about it, and then after they told everyone about it, someone went ahead and made a fake version of their customer support page, which Equifax themselves linked to. All of it makes Equifax less a villain and more an incompetent gatekeeper of the sensitive personal information of millions of people. McDonald's makes the cut for a cynical social media cash grab that weaponized the intense fandom of a subreddit, when police had to be called to McDonald's locations across the US, where crowds had become unruly due to a shortage of Szechuan dipping sauce. That was once created as a kinda racist tie-in to Disney film Milan that's since become popular thanks to a running joke in cartoon series Rick and Morty.
They created a new sauce for the McNuggets called Szechuan sauce, and it's delicious.
The Szechuan shortage led to calls to boycott McDonald's and an online demand for sauce sachets that sold for hundreds of dollars. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. It was a banner year for white supremacists online, as they crawled out of anonymous trash sites like 4chan into mainstream trash sites like Twitter. But they did give us this timeless video, spurring the internet to debate whether it was okay to punch a Nazi, which, let's be honest, is probably one of the more substantive philosophical conversations of the year. The dozens of sexual harassment and assault allegations against Harvey Weinstein spurred America's fathers of daughters, husbands of wives, and even sons of mothers to suddenly speak out against the harassment that they'd always assumed was legal in Hollywood. But Weinstein's example demonstrated that swift action against someone who's the subject of multiple allegations is possible, and those claims spurred the Me Too movement, one of the few positives that came out of the internet this year. A strong candidate for most reviled figure on the internet has to be FCC Commissioner Ajit Pi, who made good on his promise to kill net neutrality in December. But with this video released the day before the FCC vote, Pi was able to convince us there are things on the internet we don't necessarily want to be able to freely access in the future. Is the biggest villain on the internet, in fact, the internet itself? When you think about it, the internet was the ultimate enabler, allowing everything I've just been talking about to exist. No. The villain of this year is Bitcoin. Its astronomical increase in value convinced people to purchase it without knowing what it really was or that it's not a real coin, even convincing some it was worth mortgaging their house for, a thing they previously only did to buy another house, default and crash the global economy. The internet can be a terrible place, but it doesn't induce you to throw your money away. Compared with Bitcoin, sending insulting tweets to world leaders for free, from the comfort of the home you still own, just seems like harmless fun.